He's going to come back in a couple of years' time. He's going to come back and then we'll fly him.
Come back and we catch him. We get time.
Really?
We got shot. Okay. Adios. It's been...
Now a seasoned traveller, Tapia was about to return to his motherland for the first time as a bona fide Venezuelan citizen. And once we arrived in Caracas, it became clear that Tapia had already organised our itinerary. Marie-Claude, he informed me, was expecting us at her apartment at 4 o'clock sharp.
Televisión, música. Música napa, música wapuri, washito brau. Animal hankuami. Yatania hili mrato. Yanon pere gote. Yatane hili mrato. Preo napa pere yatan hili ma. Preo yatan hili ma. After
a spot of last-minute shopping and a visit to the hairdressers, Tapia was all set to return to the jungle.
The one thing I was really dreading about this whole trip was the walk back to Yanomami, and now it looks as if we can't do the walk because it's been so wet that the path is almost impassable. So we're going to attempt to go back by river, which has lots of its own problems, so this is no certainty at all that we're going to get there, and we may end up just wading through acres and acres of swamp. God knows what's going to happen, but anyway, we've loaded all our gear into a bongo and we're about to go.
The first stage of the journey down the wide reaches of the Orinoco was relatively straightforward. But once we turned off towards Yanomami, things got much slower. Because this stretch of river is littered with unexpected obstacles. It was getting late and it seemed unlikely that we would reach Yanomami before dusk, but Tapia assured me that we were getting very close.
I don't know whether he's just cold or whether he's just shaking with excitement, but he's quivering like a jelly, David.
And there in the gloom, obviously alerted by the sound of the outboard motor, the whole village was waiting on the riverbank to greet us. After 2 months away, Tapia the intrepid traveller had returned. I was slightly concerned that I was stealing his thunder, but I needn't have worried. He would be holding court long into the night. Early the next morning, he came up with a strangely urgent request. He needed 4 kilos of rice from our supplies immediately. It transpired he was going to make a grand gesture to celebrate his return. and served breakfast to the whole village. For the Yanomami, a man's status is measured not by his wealth, but by his generosity, and Tapia visibly blushed with pride as he assumed the role of provider. He was clearly thrilled to be back home, but he was equally thrilled to be able to explain the mysteries of the outside world. Tapia didn't seem remotely possessive about his newfound material wealth, and it wasn't long before he'd given virtually everything away. As he recounted his tales, I got an unexpected insight into the things that had really impressed him. It's impossible to say what the long-term effects of this trip will be for Tapia, but he's certainly returned home with a newfound confidence. And there is one thing he hasn't given away: his passport.